Q6149. When it is impossible to conduct a scheduled lesson, it is preferable for the instructor to A. Review and possibly revise the training syllabus. B. Proceed to the next scheduled lesson, or if this is not practical, cancel the lesson. C. Conduct a lesson that is not predicated completely on skills to be developed during the lesson which was postponed. The correct answer is C. When it is impossible to conduct a scheduled lesson, it is preferable for the instructor to conduct a lesson that is not predicated completely on skills to be developed during the postponed lesson. In other words, the instructor should choose an alternative lesson that can still provide valuable learning opportunities even though it may not directly align with the skills or content of the postponed lesson. By doing so, the instructor can make the most of the available instructional time and ensure that the learners continue to progress in their training. It allows for the continuity of learning and prevents wasted or unproductive lesson time. While it may be necessary to review and possibly revise the training syllabus in certain situations, it is not the preferable option when a scheduled lesson cannot be conducted. Similarly, proceeding to the next scheduled lesson or canceling the lesson entirely may disrupt the logical progression of instruction and result in gaps in the learner's knowledge or skills. 6150-1. Which statement is true regarding lesson plans? A. Lesson plans should not be directed toward the course objective, only to the lesson objective. B. A well-thought-out mental outline of a lesson may be used any time as long as the instructor is well prepared. C. Lesson plans help instructors keep a constant check on their own activity as well as that of their learners. The correct answer is C. Lesson plans serve as a blueprint for instructional activities, outlining the objectives, content, instructional strategies, and assessment methods for a particular lesson. One of the important functions of a lesson plan is to guide the instructor in monitoring and evaluating their own performance as well as the progress of the learners. By having a well-structured lesson plan, instructors can ensure that they cover all the necessary content, maintain a logical flow of instruction, and assess the learner's understanding and progress effectively. Lesson plans help instructors stay organized, focused, and on track during the instructional process. Furthermore, lesson plans provide a record of the instructional activities, which can be useful for self-reflection, evaluation, and improvement. They allow instructors to review their own performance, identify areas for improvement, and make necessary adjustments for future lessons. 6150-2. Every lesson, when adequately developed, falls into the 4 steps of the teaching process dash. A. Preparation, introduction, presentation, and review and evaluation. B. Preparation, introduction, presentation, and review and application. C. Preparation, presentation, application, and review and evaluation. The correct answer is C. When adequately developed, every lesson typically follows these 4 steps. 1. Preparation. In this step, the instructor prepares for the lesson by determining the objectives, identifying the content to be taught, and planning the instructional strategies and materials. This includes reviewing previous knowledge, organizing the content, and ensuring that all necessary resources are available. 2. Presentation. In this step, the instructor presents the new information or skills to the learners. The content is introduced in a clear and structured manner, using various instructional methods such as lectures, demonstrations, visuals, and interactive activities. The instructor focuses on ensuring that the learners understand the key concepts and can follow the instructions. 3. Application. In this step, the learners are given opportunities to apply and practice what they have learned. They engage in activities, exercises, or simulations that allow them to demonstrate their understanding and skills. The instructor provides guidance, feedback, and support as needed, promoting active learning and reinforcing the concepts and techniques. 4. Review and evaluation. In this final step, the instructor reviews the lesson content, assesses the learner's performance, and evaluates the effectiveness of the instruction. This may involve summarizing the key points, clarifying any misconceptions, and conducting assessments or quizzes to measure the learner's comprehension and progress. The instructor also reflects on their teaching strategies, identifies areas for improvement, and adjusts future instruction based on the evaluation results. 6150-3. The main concern in developing a lesson plan is the A. Format, B. Content, C. Learner. The correct answer is C. The main concern in developing a lesson plan is the learner. When developing a lesson plan, the primary focus should be on the needs, characteristics, and abilities of the learners. The lesson plan should be designed to effectively engage and address the specific learning requirements of the target audience. Considerations related to the learner include 1. Learning objectives. The lesson plan should clearly outline the intended learning outcomes for the learners. These objectives should be specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound, SMART. 2. Learning styles. Different learners have different preferred learning styles, such as visual, auditory, or kinesthetic. The lesson plan should incorporate a variety of instructional strategies and activities that cater to diverse learning preferences. 3. Prior knowledge and skills. The lesson plan should take into account the existing knowledge, skills, and experiences of the learners. It should build upon their prior understanding and provide opportunities for both reinforcement and new learning. 4. Engagement and motivation. The lesson plan should include strategies to engage and motivate the learners. This can be achieved through the use of relevant and meaningful examples, real-life applications, interactive activities, and collaborative learning opportunities. 5. Assessment and feedback. The lesson plan should incorporate formative and summative assessment methods to evaluate the learner's progress and understanding. It should also provide opportunities for feedback and reflection, allowing learners to self-assess and improve their performance. By keeping the learner at the forefront of the lesson planning process, instructors can create effective and learner-centered lessons that enhance the overall learning experience. 6151. With regard to the characteristics of a lesson, each lesson should contain A. New material that is related to the lesson previously presented. B. One basic element of the principle, procedure, or skill appropriate to that lesson. C. Every bit of information needed to reach the objective of the training syllabus. The correct answer is A. In regard to the characteristics of a lesson, each lesson should contain new material that is related to the lesson previously presented. When designing a series of lessons, it is important to build upon previously presented material and gradually introduce new concepts, principles, procedures, or skills. This sequential progression allows for a logical and organized learning experience. By linking new material to the previous lesson, learners can establish connections and see the continuity of their learning. Including related new material in each lesson helps to reinforce previously learned information, expand knowledge and skills, and facilitate the overall learning process. It allows learners to build upon their existing understanding and gradually develop a comprehensive understanding of the subject matter.